Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Parks and Rec September meeting. Can I have a motion to begin?
I'll make a motion to begin.
I'll second.
Okay, I'm going to take roll call. Kate Smith, here. Sue McFadden. Robert Smith.
Here.
Dennis Kapelinski.
Here.
John Jones.
Here.
Jennifer McConnell.
Here.
Bradley Chason.
Here.
Mark Jacobs.
Here.
Would somebody like to approve the August minutes?
I'd like to ask a question first. On your financial report, B, Ice Arena, E. Says rentals for next year open in January.
Right.
Why wouldn't we just open them October 25th?
Because
You know, if you think about like golfing things that go on, people book for the next year, or big events, they close it and they start taking reservations the next day after they've had their last rental.
This is when everybody knows when we actually open them up, and that's what we put also in our brochure as well. So
So that doesn't mean that that couldn't be changed, that we take reservations all year round, so you don't miss anybody who might have wanted to book a party between October and January 3rd?
I think in a digital world, that's awesome and easy, but right now we do it in a 3-ring binder, and trying to keep track of 2 years in a row, I think is a little much.
So we need to change the way we keep track of it then, maybe.
There's no other way right now. So,
Digital with it,
Well, we're
and
going
have it
to.
in Excel.
yeah, when we get Civic Rec, we can do it in Civic Rec. So, and this is when everybody knows when we actually take their reservations starting to. So we would hate for us to go ahead and start registering people in October and say, oh, sorry, you couldn't get your spot because we registered people 2 months ahead of time, 3 months. So that's why we do that.
I think we should consider changing that one day.
Okay.
Reservations, January 1st, for the following year. So, might put the two together when they're thinking about it.
No, I get you, but we're not a state park, we're a
Right,
city
no,
park.
right, I get it, I get
Right.
it. I'm just saying that.
And I'm just looking at all the things that I think about that, like when you're there for that event, that people automatically book for the next year. And I'm looking at that short window that you have an opportunity for maybe somebody to book that might go somewhere else because we're not taking a reservation till January.
I got you.
I would say this for now. Right now, you're just approving the minutes, and that would be like a discussion, so we can discuss it
Right. No, you're right.
in a later form, under something else as we go along. Right now, it's just for the approval of the minutes.
Yes, I'd approve the minutes.
Does anybody second it?
Oh, a second. I thought I said
You're,
this
you're,
before.
you're getting slow.
That page.
Catch up to me.
Okay, financial reports?
All right, so Ice Arena, adult softball is still looking okay. With fall ball, we're doing Tuesdays and Thursdays. We have canceled Sundays just because we couldn't get any teams. So that'll also open up Bob on Sundays to help us out in the Ice Arena. We're a little short-staffed in there right now, so that will definitely be helpful. Adult kickball, just $400. We had 8 teams total for fall, so that's great. It's 2 more teams than what we had last fall. So we're definitely excited with that growing. Adult hockey, we ended up getting 4 teams for our Sunday adult league, so that is running as well. Kids dodgeball, that's just the start of our registration process with that, so that will continue to grow hopefully. Pavilion rentals, obviously that's slowing up because we're getting closer to the end of our season. So that is at $760. Learn to play soccer, just at $90. Concessions, that's starting to continually grow, so we're getting more and more people in the ice arena. So we hope to see that continue to grow. Freestyle skate at $445. That's just our skate, our normal freestyle skate for our figure skating club that we work with. Drop-in hockey at $1,068. Cornholes at $900. That was completely full for the fall season. And then the memorial bench, we had someone like we had talked about last month, purchase a bench to do commemorative bench for Florence Park. So that is where that comes from.
When is that going in?
Well, we're hoping before the end of October. So I've ordered it, and we're just waiting for it to come in, and then I'll work with Steve to get a cement slab put in. And then I'll go up to the trophy store up on Ford Road to get a little plaque made, so then that way we can attach that to that.
Any questions about the ice arena? Okay, revenue for Maplewood.
Cardio drumming still is continuing to be popular. Cardio strength is getting a little bit on the drier side. We had talked about briefly last month about trying to remarket it and see if we can do something different. We're still in that process, so we will continue to do that. The fitness punch card is continually being successful. So it does kind of make our fitness classes look a little bit more down because of the fitness punch card, because we allow that to utilize for fitness classes. So it's a healthy balance between that. Food pantry got a donation of $300. The thrift store is doing pretty well at $762. The seniors, they took a trip to the Toledo Zoo just recently, and that brought in $875. Senior fitness room was at $319. Next decent thing was arthritis exercise was at $416.
In the senior fitness room, what is that, 60 a year?
I believe, I think it might even be less than that. Yeah, yep.
What is J for?
I'm sorry?
What is J? I mean,
J.
anything, you're $18, what is that?
Seniors Club?
Seniors Club. So that's like one of the clubs that comes in, like the Top Hats, the Red Hats Club and stuff like that. And that's where they come in and they give donations. Yep. Chair yoga, which is something that we just started, that brought in $27. And then $680 is the Senior Alliance staffing. That will be the last payment for our Annette, who is now an employee of the city at part-time. So that will be the last that we see of that, because that had run out. And then the last couple is dance residents. The dance classes was at $1792, and then dance for non-residents was at $1757. So we're doing pretty good in the Maplewood Center.
Yeah, that's really high.
Yep.
Questions or comments? Okay, expenditures for the ice arena.
All right, so some of these are normal purchases, but I listed them in here anyways. We did a blade sharpening for our Zamboni, which was $120, and that was for 2 blades. Game time, these are for some expression swings. And what these are is there's a toddler holder right here, and then there's like a big frame, and then it's like a normal seat for like an adult or a parent. And they can literally swing together. So we're going to put one at, I believe, Florence and one at Manor.
Okay.
So they're just different kind of swings, but they're actually really cool to see.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Those are like new.
Yes, yes, new and different.
Yeah.
New and different. Grabber Manufacturing, that was for the bench, for the commemorative bench. So it was $14.96. Hockey board doctor, that is the guy that comes and cleans our boards for the ice arena. So last year we did it, I think it was in March, and I thought, let's be more smarter about this, like, let's do it at the beginning of the season so they look good at the beginning. So we did it in September, so that's where that $595 is. Civic Plus, that is for our online registration. That is the initial payment to start the process, and I am working with them to establish our POS systems, and then hopefully get our training scheduled here pretty soon, so, for the staff. Signorama, that was for our egg haunt posters that we purchased to start promoting that event. Tech Mechanical, this was, we had some issues with some expansion valves in our compressors for the ice arena. There's 4 of them, and they are $750 a piece. Now, that doesn't even touch what the bill was, but the bill was from all the labor hours from recharging the system and draining the system. The guy was there for about 48 hours.
Wow.
So that's unfortunately the cost of doing business with them. So, yeah. Home Depot, we did purchase an air compressor because ours had basically died. So we just purchased a replacement one. And then Rink Systems, that is for the Zamboni. It's a board brush, surface towel, and a couple other things for $9.69.
Questions or comments?
Yep, two questions. One, how often are we sharpening the blades on the Zamboni?
We have probably 10 to 12 of them, and we change them out probably once a week, depending on usage, or once to every 2 weeks. And then they have to go to the sharpener to get sharpened, and then we get them back.
Okay, and then Tech Mechanical was not warranty at all?
Nope.
Okay,
How long,
why?
Because the warranty is only a year from when we purchased it.
How long have we had it?
We've had it since
Okay.
did they tell you like how long do the valves only last 2 years? Or?
They said that this isn't normal, what was going on. And what was happening was with the expansion valves, there's a cylinder that comes down. And he said that the cylinder was turned up too high to where it was coming down and hitting too hard. And that's what was ruining the expansion valves.
So whose fault is that?
Right.
Wouldn't that be on installation? Like, we know how to go in there and turn it up, right?
Right.
This sounds like it was an installation issue.
There's no way that we can really prove it either. Because those guys are so hard to work with, even back when I was dealing with the other instance that we had.
Is the repairman from the same company that installed it?
No. Tech Mechanical is our third-party company, and the company that is the brand is out of Canada. So getting one of their techs to come out to even look at the leak that we had took them 4 months to come out and look at it. And then it wasn't even the leak where we thought it was.
Is there any extended warranties that are available for something like this?
That I don't know. I can find out, though. Yeah.
For something 2 years old?
Is that anything that our DPW could do?
Not right now. None of them are trained in it.
Okay.
I brought it up to Doc and to Brad in one of our department head meetings to see if we could do something like that, to have one of our guys trained. And we haven't moved forward or backward with it.
So do we know if the company that we bought it from offer a training class?
That I don't know. I can find out.
I would doubt if the group that sells it is gonna offer you training on how to
Work on it.
repair it. That would probably have to be through a HVAC company or, a Tech Mechanical or,
You're thinking that
yeah.
training.
Seemed like they should have cut you some slack on that. I mean, seemed like they should have, since it's not that old, it wasn't that old.
Right. Well, and it's not really on Tech Mechanical. It's one of the things to where they came in and they fixed it. And like, we have a contract with Tech Mechanical, and there's hours that we get for having a contract with them, and they subtracted those hours from the bill as well. So like, he had more man hours on it than what even this says. So,
This bill was more than this.
I'm sorry?
This bill was more like 16 or 20,000.
It was probably more like 16.
We just have to keep looking into warranties when we start purchasing
Right.
Yes.
these big ones and push for that.
And extended warranties.
Right.
And extended warranties, whatever. All right, any other questions or comments for Ice Arena expenditures?
I think we're good.
Okay, moving on to Maplewood expenditures.
Cardio drumming, that was for some equipment that we purchased. Yoga instructor, that is just for the contract with them, and I believe that's for 2 months. So that is that. And then food pantry, that was some purchasing of some food for Gleaners at $310 and supplies at $86. Toledo Zoo, that was $39. I think that was for one extra ticket for the Toledo Zoo. Tai Chi instructor, that was $120. Arthritis instructor, that was $270. Cleaning the dance floors, that was Marge's company to come out and take care of the 2 dance floors for us. And those are very delicate floors, so we have to have, someone who's very understanding of how delicate they are. So it's hard for us to just go out to any kind of company and do that. So Marge treats us really well on that.
That's extra? That's not in the regular?
And then dancewear supplies was $230.
Questions or comments?
Nope.
Program reports.
All right, Ice Arena for fall programming. We had our last movie in the park on September 18th. We had Jumanji. We had about probably 20 people out in chairs or on blankets, but everybody else were in their cars because it was so cold.
Oh, yeah.
But it was actually kind of cool because, I don't know if you guys know, we do the movie, it's in the big grass field to the north of the parking lot over by the softball fields. And we have the movie screen facing towards the parking lot. So what people did was they lined their cars up like along the grass area and just kind of encompassed it. And it was kind of cool. I had to tell some people to turn off their headlights, and I had to show one person how to turn off their headlights. But hey, it still worked, right?
That's nice you let them be in their cars.
Yes, yes.
That's the only thing with, the fall movie, it could be cold.
Yeah. So next year, 2 things. We're going to do it at dusk and not put a specific time on it, because in September at 9 o'clock, it was dark, like dark.
Yeah.
So we learned a valuable lesson on that one. And then we're going to do it in summertime months, so like June, July, and August, and just do 3 and stick to that. I would like to go to different parks instead of just doing it at City Park, so maybe one at Manor Park, one at Rotary Park, that kind of thing. We're going to look into that as well. So, kickball, like I had mentioned earlier, we have 8 teams, so that's going well. Fall ball, we had 10 teams when I did this, but we got 2 more teams for Tuesday, so that's running. So we're doing pretty good for fall so far. Tuesdays aren't even done yet, so as soon as those finish, we might get a couple more stragglers in. So, Maplewood fall programming, we got dance, and I think this has actually increased since I wrote it. But we have 196 students.
Oh, that's pretty good.
With 426 spots filled. So obviously, some kids are doing multiple dance classes, which is great.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show how well Lori's doing over there with all their instructors. So they're doing a great job. Then for Tech Talk, we had 14 participants on the 2 offerings we had in August. And then Cardio Drummings had 24 visits. So, and that's not everything we offer at fall program, but I wanted to highlight a couple of them for us.
Right, there's a lot now. This list is growing.
Yep.
Questions or comments for? Program? Okay. Old business.
All right, Civic Rec update, just kind of, it's the same thing. We're still going through the process of getting all of our POS system figured out, and then we're gonna get the trainings planned, so then that way we can get all of our staff trained in how to utilize the system, and then that way we can start moving forward with implementation after that. So we're looking at probably January, February of implementation, and then March probably going live with it, hopefully. So that'll be our spring, summer for sure.
When you use a card at Maplewood, there's a fee. So after this starts, will that fee go away?
No, there's still gonna be a fee for people who utilize credit card, but if they come into the center, there still will be a credit card fee. that's pretty much never gonna go away anywhere you go.
Why is there not a fee at the ice arena, but there's one at Maplewood?
No, there's a fee at Ice Arena.
Oh,
Yeah, if you look at your receipt. I think it's like a 3%.
I declined my receipt, so,
No.
but I just used my card there, so.
Looking at her,
Yeah, there's a fee there as well.
Oh, all right, okay.
Yeah.
Is there per purchase at the concession stand?
At the concession stand, that might be different, but I know with registration for programs, there is a fee.
Right, because
If
I
you use
thought
your
we
card.
did away with the fees for the concession stand because you had a parent go buy a 25-cent candy bar and it cost them $2.50.
Yeah.
And then if the other kid wanted
Yeah.
another candy bar, it was another $2.50 charge. So we did away with that, I believe.
Yes, so my bad. I misspoke, so yes.
Okay, all right.
I didn't understand. Helen Park update, we are still trying to find a company to do the concrete. We got a bid, I don't know if I spoke about this last time, but when we went out for bid for the Helen Park project, for all of it, like the butterfly garden, the concrete, the greens, all that stuff, it came back for budgeted $33,000, so, we're done. So, that's where we're at.
Yes, can put the tables in,
Yep.
like if we
Yeah,
did.
and the way that we want to do the tables is surface mount, right? So like, if this is your concrete slab, there's a lot of tables out there that you can put the table into the concrete, but then you have to dig it out once you want to replace the table. Where I like surface mount, to where you just put, bolts up,
Yeah.
and then that way you just bolt the table down to the bolts, and then that way you can easily replace it if it needs to be. All right.
So you put bids out for that, new bids again?
We don't go out to bid again. We're gonna talk to our concrete company that we currently use for other projects to see what they can come back with. If not, we'll go back to the bidder and say, hey, can you just do the concrete, and what would that look like?
Do you think, it'll be done before winter, or?
That I don't know.
Okay.
City Park grant, the project agreement has been approved, and we've gotten all that process started. So now we need to get into the planning processes of what kind of structures do we want to have? Do we want to have, things for toddlers? Do we want to have 2 to 5-year-olds, 5 to 12, that sort of thing? So, I went to conference last week in Nashville, and I got a lot of great ideas for playground equipment, because all of them were there that are in the country. So it was kind of nice to see all that stuff. So that'll be the next step for that.
Will you bring that back to the commission to get their views and
absolutely.
opinions?
Yep, for sure.
Any questions or comments for anything about old business? Yeah, I would definitely like to be a part of the planning process for some of it, or
problem.
whatever, look at it at least. Finally, after years.
You're telling me.
Okay, new business.
Just letting you guys know, I went to NRPA conference last week. I learned a lot of valuable stuff. Some
what?
of the, some,
Tell us.
too much to tell.
Yeah.
no, the cool things that I got out of it was a thing called Adult Recess, and it's a program that people do, that they did down in Pennsylvania. And what it is it's like a yearly or every 6-month type of event, and it's only for adults, and it's to where it's almost like a festival, to where you could put it together as, you all come out and you play board games together, or you could do sports leagues, that sort of thing. You could do cornhole, but it's specifically only for adults, and then that way you have a reason to have some fun.
That's
So,
cool.
when I went to it, I immediately thought of the inflatable thing that you went
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
So that could be something that we incorporated into, is having inflatables there, because, you're an adult, you want to have some fun too. So maybe incorporating something like that for next summer for Parker. Yeah. So obviously I got a ton more out of the vendor show than anything because they had so many different vendors there for so many different things. I looked at benches that have covers that are like a sail instead of like your typical structure kind of thing. Benches, tables, garbage cans. I mean, garbage cans they're kind of cool. So, but yeah, it was very cool to see even all the play structure stuff, the options, like having a rope kind of climbing device. And it was a lot to take in. So, but I definitely am excited to go with City Park and seeing what we can do with it and make it fun.
Yeah,
So,
that's good timing for you to see all the new stuff that's out.
yes, it was great. So, COVID testing, we are no longer doing the COVID testing over at Maplewood. They have exited the building, so we are doing flu shots on Friday for our senior outing. So if any of you guys are looking for that, you can, yeah, so.
Is FEMA still in the building, or did they go too?
They're all gone, yep.
Are they gonna come back, or did they say any?
They haven't notified us of anything, so until I hear otherwise, I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Parkins Inspections, so we had these in our packets last month, but what I'm just trying to do is let you guys get a fresh look at our parks, so I kind of changed up who is overseeing what, just so we can get a new perspective. Not to say the old perspective was bad, but just it's good to see a new
Different set of
scenery. Yeah. So this is what we'll do moving forward for the year. Yes.
I have a question. Going forward, could we pick our parks instead of parks being assigned, the way it has been done in the past?
Sure.
And I'm not sure you are aware of how the parks assignment went. And I can tell you how they went. Everybody got to pick a park. John Jones went last and took the park that nobody else wanted. So I always got the redheaded stepchild.
Well, next year you will get to pick first.
You get,
I don't want to pick first, because I don't get it. I like taking the redheaded stepchild that nobody wants.
yeah, we can do it alphabetically, and then you're right up at the top.
Yeah, there you go.
Before our park inspections are due, maybe like 2 weeks, would you mind sending us all an email just to remind us that they're due? And then, if everyone could turn them in maybe a week or so before the meeting, and then if you could make copies and put all of them in our packets,
Returned by the end
please.
for
Well, I think
last-
that's what you plan on doing now.
Yes.
We'll get copies next month of all the reports.
Yeah, because when
Wasn't that the way you-
this, I
The
didn't
way I
know it
remember
was
you
supposed
doing
to
it
be
was, and
September,
maybe I'm
so
wrong
return
and
it
it's somewhere
first.
else I've been, but I remember that, like, we'd turn them in at a meeting, and then the next month, we got copies of them.
Dan
Yes.
used to do that.
Oh, Dan used to, and it might not have been you, it might have been Dan, and I might have been thinking of something.
But I know
else.
no one ever told you this, so.
Of course not.
Right, and then I think one of the things to do is like maybe like one meeting, really not have an agenda.
Okay.
When we have the park list, let's make that the meeting so everybody can see what everybody else is seeing, and maybe they'll get an idea, oh shoot, I'm not looking at that, maybe I need to look at that.
Yep.
And it would help us out a lot. I think, I'm not sure, but
Okay.
you guys can tell me if got my head somewhere it should be.
I don't know about a whole meeting doing that, but if everybody gets in advance,
Well, no, I'm saying if we
say
turn
you
them in
do
in
Rotary-
September, say we turn them in September, then in October's meeting, we just have
Right.
allocate so much time for it and try and,
right, because regardless of what park you guys are all looking at, everybody else typically goes to different ones. So they may see something that you didn't see at your specific park that they can bring up if they look at your report and go, "Ah, you know, John missed this, or I noticed that," something like that. But I'm not sure about a whole meeting. I don't think you could do a whole meeting on that.
I mean, I
Right.
just threw that out there as
Right.
Just put some time, some time.
allocate some time.
Sure, absolutely.
I agree to that, as well as discussing the parks and spending less time on the financials. I mean, as long as we have a copy of it, does anyone have any questions?
Questions, yeah.
If there's anything big, like the $14,000 one, that's big, but having to go through this might be a little tedious for you to say line by line, I'm sure, it's like, okay, next. So
Gotta be done.
instead of being able to do all of that, maybe talking about the parks too and other things, so. But, yeah.
I
So-
liked seeing the work order last time when I did my inspection form. There's been times before where I just write the same thing down over and over and over, and I know DPS is busy and with all of us turning them in and wanting something, but it would be great to at least pick something from one of our sheets and turn it over.
focus on it.
Yeah, just to make sure that gets checked off. That way I don't have to keep writing down the same things.
I was
No,
thinking.
because you did the same thing I did. What I did was, I can guarantee you, my 4 reports probably had the same thing on them because not a thing got done.
Well, I looked at your fence after you kept writing it over and over. I went over there and I was like, that fence is bad.
I was actually thinking about that today, because I remember last year when I was at the park, and I would notice, like, I would just, keep repeating the same
same thing.
Is there any way that maybe we can have like a to-do list, and same thing, we understand everyone's busy, DPS is busy, but if we have like a to-do list, and we have, every, month we have our minutes, with each park listed, with each item that needs to be addressed, and like have it crossed off, or like done on whatever date, still needed to be addressed, so that there's like a paper trail that you see, and it's for you guys and all of us saying, oh, this is what got done at that park, so that we don't have to constantly every month put it on the, the inspection form. So I was thinking about that as well. So like, how do we know? We'll know what's getting done, but in a sense of where everyone can see the work done, see the to-do list, see what's checked off, so that, again, we don't have to keep repeating ourselves, so, I don't know, I was thinking about that today.
It's a good idea, work completed.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I'll say this, so, what I was told by somebody, they're not gonna do, because I was asking about, City Park, and they said they're not gonna do City Park like my yard. Understand that, Robert, we're not gonna be out there trimming and all that like you.
They don't have a pair of scissors that big to cut each
okay.
blade of
Yes.
grass.
So maybe he just said it to me because I'm always out here in my yard, and I'm looking at things that I don't like. Like my pet peeve about dog poop on that, that's,
How's it been lately?
oh, it's been good. It's been good, it's been really good, it has.
Well, now that you keep your family off the grass too, it's,
Yeah, right, that's right, that's right. I don't want nobody on my lawn, that's right. That's right.
Anything else about park inspections or new park assignments?
I don't think we ever finished how we want to do the park inspection and turning in, because I want to be on the same page as everyone.
No, I like that it's due, I like that it's due when we come to a meeting. I think that's a great way
Yes.
to do it.
I like that too, because
Because then that gives you a month instead of 2 weeks if we have to turn it. Normally on the report, I think it says the report should be turned in by the 15th of the month. I can tell you, probably most of us sitting here probably turn it in at a meeting,
yeah,
okay? That way, instead of you having to have 2 weeks to get it ready to look it over, this way you get it at the end of the month. You have a whole month to.
I mean, even start cracking at some of the list, hopefully.
Right, or either that
That's my
or have each commissioner pick the 3 most, I mean, if you've got 10 things, let's put it this way, we can't all have a list of 10 things.
Yeah.
No.
That way it's 500 things that they need to do. Maybe we pick the 3 most important, and hopefully those 3 can get taken care of in a year or whatever time frame.
Well, and at least, like how Jen had said, having it tracked, right? It's where we can say, okay, yeah, that got done. Yeah, that got done. And like, I try to get out to the parks every week if I can, just to kind of run by them and see if there's anything crazy. But no, I like the aspect of having it on the agenda and being able to check things off of those 3 things that we have, right? And if we do check one off, we add another one if we can, or whatever.
Right, or the commissioner prioritizes the
Yeah.
things that
Yeah.
if he has a list of 1 to 10,
Yeah.
then it should be up to us to prioritize which ones we think are the most important.
I like that. Cool. So we're saying we're gonna turn it in at the meeting, and then I'll bring
Put it in
it.
at the end of the meeting, that way it gives you 30 days to get
Yes.
ready to bring it back to us.
Cool. Everybody good with that?
Yep.
Do we need to vote on that or make a motion on this or what? No? Okay. All right.
Cool.
Moving on.
All right. Commemorative bench application. That's just the bench that the couple had came out and reached out to me to do at Florence Park. So that's the one that we had ordered. So that's pretty good. Anything needing special attention?
I don't know yet, I haven't been to my park yet, so we'll see. I'm gonna put down 10 things.
One thing, at Kiwanis, you know, the parking lot is terrible.
Oh, yes.
But if they do work on that, they should put an entrance to the playscape that is accessible, because people have to go over the grass to get there, so they should have a pathway to get into there.
Usually when we're doing anything with the playscape areas, we're trying to make them ADA
Yeah.
compatible. So I'm sure that would probably,
City Park will.
yeah, for sure. That'll, as we're improving each park, you know, at the playscape. Go ahead.
No, I don't mean Erica.
No, I was done. I was just saying, as we're doing them, they're looking at that ADA, you know.
Okay, they are
walkway
then.
Trying to make sure
They're
we're
trying to
ADA
make sure it's
compliant.
ADA
Yep.
compliant, that's fine then.
And I learned about all the different surfaces at the vendor show. It's great. It's great.
When does this start?
September of 2021,
When?
this month. Right? Cool.
You know what park is yours and
See,
everything?
see,
Well, I
that-
don't know the park, and I just don't know, because I wasn't here, that I don't know how the parks were switched, because some people have switched and some didn't,
Is
so I
the-
was just curious how
Everybody should have switched.
switched all the parks, all the parks.
Yeah, they're all switched.
Not one of us, I think, have the same park we had last. And
Yeah.
and I will say this, I do like the idea of once a year,
Switching it up.
switch it up. But like, we have to remember that if we're gonna switch up in September, then probably not the August meeting, but maybe the July meeting. The July meeting, we should bring that back up and say, hey, okay, guys, in a month, we're gonna change. Start thinking about what park you want, what to do and stuff like that.
I think the parks are listed on the maybe July agenda, like all of our, the change up, because they're not on the August agenda. So I don't know if Sue, you know, knows. what park. Oh, they're right here, on the sheet.
Again,
Do you have this one?
You got this,
You need to look at your whole packet,
I know.
young lady.
the only other thing I had to say was about City Park.
Okay.
I think at one time, when we had all the commissioners, I think we actually had two people
We did.
doing City Park.
Yes.
we did, yeah.
It was not a one person. And I'm 90% sure we had two
Oh,
people.
it was. There were two people.
But I don't mind doing it because we don't have a full commission, so I get it. I understand. You got two parks, so I noticed you better take good care of my park. Or I'll be coming after you. You got you. Some things happen over there, or I'm gonna be after you.
I mean, even just painting the fence, for crying out loud, it is so bad.
Isn't it? You thought I just put that in there for something to put down.
Yep.
All right. Communication and upcoming events. This is just listing off all of our programs that we're gonna have up and coming. Craft night, stand out and stay sober. That is an event that we're teaming up with FRC with, and it's part of the grant that we have for Faith's grant that we have as well. We're gonna have Mario Kart with a Nintendo Switch, and then people will have impaired glasses that they can put on so they can understand how drunk driving is. So just kind of giving it more of a physical attribute to it. Seeds and Sprouts, and then Parents' Night Out, the Egg Hunt, which will be Saturday, October 16th. This will be actually pretty cool because the dance team is going to do a thriller demonstration.
Oh, that's cool.
So well, not all of them, but some of the students are going to participate in that.
Do you have to register for the egg hunt?
Nope, it's just like our egg hunt. They can just come up and show up. And then we have another craft night, and then the Halloween skate over at the ice arena. So,
Questions or comments? Okay, open discussion. Sue, will you kick us off?
Oh, no,
Hey, I do have, and we will get back to that in a minute, I see what you're saying. Is there mini bikes allowed in City Park?
no. Every time I see him, I
Is there
call.
is there signs up that say mini bikes not allowed?
Does it?
No motorized vehicles on the trail.
Yes, and that's a vehicle.
Well, I feel sorry for the guy who has the bicycle that won't be able to ride his motorized
Right,
bicycle
bicycle.
over there.
Yeah.
But the mini bikes, there was at least 2 there this afternoon at about 3:30 to 4 o'clock.
Were they
There's a
on
guy with
the,
a dirt bike as well that comes out there and rips up the
I
big
didn't
open
see the
field.
dirt bike, all I saw was like mini bikes. I saw 2 mini bikes, that was about
were
it.
they on the path, or?
No,
They just buzz
yes, they
around.
will go on the path, but what'll happen is they buzz on the path, and then like if they see somebody, then they'll go off the path, go onto the grass and stuff like that.
I saw one guy on a mini bike and he had a youngster in front of him, no helmet, nothing.
Yeah,
Man,
maybe the same guy, I seen him riding down Maplewood the same way.
very well be.
Oh, and then the only other thing would be, consider booking the, pavilion. Since now that's the time to bring this up.
good memory.
I wrote it down, trust me, I'm getting old.
Dennis?
Nothing.
No, nothing today.
Jen?
Yeah.
Yes. Maybe I told you guys this last month, I'm not sure, but at Rotary Park, we are, with the soccer club, putting in brand-new goals that will be removable. They will have the wheels and locks. They will be removed to either side of the field, or the back, or the front. I'm not sure where we're going to put them yet, but they will be locked on a padlock, and each coach will be responsible for putting them away, so that they're not damaged. They are very expensive. They were supposed to be here the end of August. It got pushed back to September. Now we are pushed back even farther into October. Like everything else, we're experiencing delays, but we're excited to bring that age group to Rotary. It does look amazing. Like I told you guys earlier, they cleaned out the signage, the part of Rotary sign that had all the weeds growing. That looks really nice. That was done today, I think. So excited about that. That field brings in some of, teams from all over the state. We have one of our teams that plays an 11v11 size field, and they have, teams coming from as far as Traverse City to Garden City. So having Rotary as our main hub, having bathrooms look nice, having fields that look, nicely trimmed, it really makes a statement. So we're excited to see that the city's, putting some time and effort into Rotary Park. So
Did Parks and Recs clean up that area?
No, that was Rotary.
Oh,
That was a Rotary Club?
Yep.
That's another thing we
With
gotta
a suggestion from Parks and Rec.
Well, they had, to their defense, they had already planned on doing it. They were just working on getting a landscaper, so.
That's probably the thing we need to go back and revisit one of these days, is who signed up for the park and what the agreements were for how much money they were to put in yearly.
Yearly, yeah.
And there might be some organizations now that don't have enough organization, so they might not be able to do it, so we might have to figure out what we're gonna do going with that direction. Because at one time it was a, Dennis, what was it? Was it $1,200-$1,500? It was something.
Yeah,
There was a certain
there was an
and if
amount
you-
that-
You sponsored the park, you were also supposed to put in that dollar figure yearly into that park.
Yeah, either in money or in cleanup,
Right, or.
bring people in to clean
yes.
up and do things like that.
Yeah, it didn't
yes.
have to be actual cash or anything. They could actually, if they wanted to put in a barbecue pit and they said it cost $1,500, well, then they were done.
Yep. No, I like that.
okay, I don't have anything. Does anything from the public? No?
No?
Okay.
Jen, the only thing I would ask is if you're gonna lock them up on the field, maybe the Parks and Rec and DPW have a key. Just
Absolutely.
in case they,
Yep,
for some odd reason, have to
Yeah.
move something.
Yep.
They need to cut the grass or move them?
yeah, that makes sense, we'll do that.
Sure, you did have something.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I just have something. I was wondering, is the parks, are you guys? Up to the private yards?
To the
I
fence?
noticed there's a lot of like mulberries and stuff, you know, those weed trees that come up. And they're on the park side, some of them,
Okay.
obviously can't do it. Private yard, but, I didn't know if the city. So many years kind of cut.
We have been trying to get rid of the weeds that were over by our ball fields, but we can definitely take a look at what's along the houses there on the north side, right?
Well, that would be north and
Okay, yeah.
both those, because that's kind of getting pretty.
Next time I take a walk, I'll take a gander at it, but I didn't see that much. There is one tree on the back side, which would be the north side, that probably needs to be trimmed up, because if you were to try and walk along the side of the walking path, you will walk right into that tree, because it's overgrown. And I think we're allowed to cut, even if that is a property owner's, we're allowed to cut a certain percentage of that if it hangs over. I don't think,
Anything that's over the fence.
I don't think we're able to cut it straight up. I thought there was a percentage of it that we can.
We'd have to check with DPW on that, but
Yeah, there is
typically,
something
if it's on city side and it's going into your yard, we should be responsible for that.
It's not really my yard, but,
Well, anybody's yard.
you know, particularly, and the part that, of the walking path that's like right guarded up to the back wall dining. That would be the.
Right.
Yep. Okay.
And I just didn't know, if, you know, they regularly would take.
Like down by the edge?
Yeah, I mean, just on the
Yeah.
park side.
Yeah, we should be. And if we can take a look at it again and
Yeah,
Take
'cause
care of it.
It's like, you know, regularly overgrowing there.
okay.
And then like that corner where the north and the east meet, that's always kind of got a lot.
Some of that might be,
That's probably kind of like out of sight, out of mind, because it's. far
either
enough-
that or it might be
No,
wet.
You know what I'm saying? It's far enough from the walking path that it's really not interfering with anybody. All it is just cosmetics.
May have a lot of water down there too, where when they do go to cut, they can't.
The reason I bring it up is that, you know, sometimes it's easier to take care of the tree when it's this than it is when it's that big.
So
You're
true.
already pushing the fence
So
over,
true.
that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
That's all.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
That's like the two trees growing in Diamond 5. Let's get rid of them.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, yeah. Yeah. All right.
Anything else for open
Oh,
discussion?
yes, I do. November 30th, is that for sure for our meeting? I know Cable wanted to know so they could, it's listed on ours as,
It's the
right
last
around.
Tuesday of the month, so, yeah.
Okay. And then December 28th, are we gonna maybe possibly cancel that one like we,
I think we
Sometimes-
wait until the November meeting to make the call on the December one.
right? I just
But
wanted to
I'm
put it out
open
there.
to whatever you guys.
We can wait, I just wanted to put it out there so people are,
Only
you guys-
probably with the holiday and stuff like that, and I think we've probably 99% of the time have canceled the December.
right.
I would say if we cancel it tonight, it doesn't matter if we cancel it tonight or if we cancel it at the next meeting, because it's probably gonna be canceled.
Doesn't matter, I just wanted to bring it up, so.
Unless you're cooking somewhere and we're all coming to have dinner and drinks. and you're cooking.
Yeah,
Yep.
Come on,
or a Christmas party.
that's right.
We have had a
Where the heck
Christmas
is,
party
where the heck
before
is
in
Pat
the ice
McCarge with the
arena.
Christmas party when you need her?
Really?
You'd have to talk to Pat McCarge and ask her how she used to pull that off.
Apparently, I gotta have more conversations with Pat.
A Christmas party at the rink,
Actually, where did we go? We went to Maplewood a couple times, didn't we?
in the gymnasium.
In the gymnasium, they did and I
We
don't
had
know
one.
who paid
We had
for
one
it.
at,
I don't know if Pat paid for it out of her pocket
At the
or
rink.
what, but there was,
I was at the one at the
Yeah.
rink.
we had one at the rink too.
yeah.
We've had a couple at the rink.
Yeah.
And then they let the, commissioners and the
Oh, yeah,
rink
skate?
staff go skate if they
skate,
wanted to.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, upstairs in the, where we used to have meetings, that's where we had the luncheon or the dinner or buffet or whatever you wanna call it.
Steak dinner, you know.
Well, we had steak and lobster one time, I'm not sure who paid for it, but it was really good. I keep waiting for that again, but it hasn't happened.
Usually the chairperson did.
Kate, everyone's looking at you.
What?
No, Kate, we're not gonna railroad you into those steak and lobster and shrimp and oyster dinner.
Just filet mignon.
You can't railroad me into anything, don't worry.
We already know that, that's why I said we're not.
All right.
Okay, would anybody like to make a motion?
I'd
I
make a
will make
motion.
a motion to adjourn.
All right, if she made it, I'll second it.
There you go.
Wonderful.